It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and it's time to open up day number 14 of the North Brewing Company Christmas Advent Calendar 2023. I love a beer Advent Calendar. It looks like it's been battered, this box, after opening a few doors. But that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how these boxes are. Every single box that I've had over the years is halfway through looks a bit, like you've dragged it through a minefield. So number 14 then, let's get the can out, let's have a look at it. Ooh, now then, this is an interesting beer. Future Skies Citrus IPA, 6% ABV. Some of you will remember my initial review of this beer. And I'm going to be honest with you, I bought it in Tesco. I think it cost me between £3.50 and £4 about 18 or so months ago. And I didn't like it. I'll be perfectly honest with everybody here. Some of you might remember the review. There was a lot of comments on this video as well. Because I actually said, there's got to be fruit in this beer. There's got to be one of those kind of like citrus fruits added to this beer, and I was kind of ranting and raving, and there was a lot of comments, people in defence of North Brewing Company saying, actually it's not, it is hops, and you need to just calm down a little bit. So 18 months later, this is by North Brewing Company and Full Circle Brewery, a citrus IPA at 6% ABV, 440 milliliter can. Let's see if things have changed. Let's see if I like the beer this time round. I'm going to use this tumbler style glass here. And I'm going to be honest, because I think it gives clarity to everybody, doesn't it? Since I reviewed this beer, I actually rang the head brewer of North and we had a chat on the phone. Not nothing aggressive, nothing kind of like clear the air, nothing like that. We just I just phoned him, and I got his telephone number from one of the marketing team up North, and we had a really good chat. And he assured me, this chat was over a year ago now, so the chat went well. And it went a bit like, because it was a long time ago now and I can't remember it word for word, it was a bit like, we wouldn't do that at North Brewing Company, and that is kind of add citrus, artificial flavours, a bit like what Tiny Rebel would do, or Brewdog. They're not in the kind of market for that. They will never go down that. They would never kind of ruin their reputation. Since then, North, just for clarity, North have sent me beer. In fact, they've sent me this Advent Calendar, as well as other beers over the last 18 months. But I will still be 100% honest about this beer. Regardless to the fact that I've chatted to the head brewer and I've got a beer Advent Calendar from them, and I've had beers in the past. My viewership is the most important thing to me. And of course, relationships with breweries is very important too. But I am an independent beer reviewer, and I think it's just time to get into this now, isn't it? Aroma on this hazy light amber coloured beer, good levels of carbonation, one finger white head, no actual sediment in the bottom of the glass. Aroma. So you know, it's got a really orangey, like a real kind of, almost like a Terry's chocolate orange aroma to it. Maybe they've used Hul Melon or something along those lines. There's a hop that tastes like orange as well. Very orangey, very kind of pineapple, grapefruit. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. I mean, it's a really impressive beer. Going back a second time round now, I was absolutely convinced. I was convinced that there was additions to this beer. Absolutely convinced. And looking back 18 months, when I first reviewed this beer, I suppose that just gives credit to North Brewing Company for being able to use hops in such a way that I'm really tasting orange. I'm tasting such an orange flavour. It's almost like it's convincing my mind that I'm drinking orange, I'm drinking grapefruit, I'm drinking passion fruit and mango. It's and that can only be a testament to North Brewing Company for the ability to trick me into thinking that they added additions to the like artificial flavourings to the beer. But it's really hops. It's hops that's doing it, because the brewer assured me. The brewer, we had that chat on the phone, he assured me it is 100% hops. We would never go down that road. And I think here lies the problem. 18 months ago, there was this big rush of breweries. I mentioned it before, your Tiny Rebels, your Brewdogs. They were using additions, artificial concentrates, fruit concentrates in their beers. And I think it's just a case that back then I was loving North Brewing Company's beers so much that it was almost just a fearful review where I thought, my goodness me, it tastes like additions. It was so kind of convincing. It's still really convincing. It's almost like drinking orange. And I think I said in the review back then that I was gutted, I was disappointed, because I love this brewery so much. The conclusion to all of this is, thankfully, North are using hops to flavour this beer, and they've not gone down the road of using fruit concentrates to produce their IPAs, like some other breweries have chosen to do. And I can only applaud that. In that case, I mean, I'm going to say I've had better pale ale session IPAs and IPAs out of this very advent calendar from North. I've had better beers than this Future Skies. It's good. It's good. It is good. I think maybe that's why I also thought that there was additions to this beer. You know, it all boils down to this. Taste is subjective. What I like, you might hate. What you hate, I might love. What I think is average, you might think is below average or above average, vice versa. Taste is completely subjective. This is what makes this whole YouTube experiment interesting in the first place. We're never always going to agree on taste. I'm never going to get it right all of the time. I've never said I will get it right all of the time. Rating on Future Skies Citrus IPA. I can't remember what I rated it 18 months ago. But I think it's a steady 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. If I've left anything out, please comment in the comments box. Thanks for watching. Boom. Cheers.